All right. Let's see if we can get.
Yeah.
Are you there, Nicole?
I'm there. I was
Cool.
muted. I had
Awesome.
to unmute myself. Morning, everyone.
The 27th of October. You ready for Halloween, Nicole?
I am. I think it's, most people are going to take it a lot more relaxed. So,
Yeah?
yeah.
No
I'd be
trick-
okay if it was a cold night and I could, sit at home in front of a fire and relax.
Yeah, that sounds nice. You got a Halloween costume?
Not really. Everything I've been to this year that's, required or, had theme stuff, kind of just used stuff from my closet and made costumes out of this year.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Well, my kids at my house are going as Batman, Trolls, and Minnie Mouse.
Got a good diverse
It's
group
very-
going on there.
Kids are funny. You take them to the Halloween store and they just their creative minds go wild.
Have y'all ever done a full family themed dress up?
We did one year. We went as my wife and I were zookeepers, and that's when we just had our twins, and they were animals. They were an elephant and a giraffe, and we were zookeepers. So that's was
cute.
That was about as creative as we got. Now we don't dress up. We just take them trick or treating, and it's like herding cats. They run around, and then I eat their candy later.
Well, I was talking to some people yesterday about the college's safe Halloween that they're doing, and that's
it's
pretty
a
cool.
great.
You don't have to herd them; they're in the car.
No, that's true.
Yeah.
The trunk or treat style. Is that what they're doing this year for that one?
So I haven't actually looked into it a whole lot. So if Crystal or anyone from the college is watching, let me know.
Let us know.
I'd look into it because I didn't think about it until I was just saying it. But someone told me it was a drive-through this year.
Awesome.
So minimize contact. I don't know if that's true or not. You guys should check out the college's page. They've got more info on it up.
Awesome. Yeah, COVID definitely puts a damper on the Halloween activity. But I've seen the PVC pipes. Have you seen that? You can get a PVC pipe and run it from your front door out to the kids at the curb.
The really big ones, like the chute.
Yeah.
I've seen that.
That's awesome. All right. Well, enough about Halloween. I tried to play creepy music at the beginning of the show. Was it creepy enough?
That's doing pretty good.
Well,
They are doing it. It's
okay.
It's at 6 p.m. on Halloween.
Okay.
I'm trying to read where all it says. It is open to the public. Admission is 1 can good per person, which goes to the local senior center, and then you can park in Couts Hall parking lot behind their police department. But they've got all of the information up on their Facebook page.
Awesome.
Or website.
Awesome. All right, let's get started. Let me adjust some things here for everybody to see. I am Blake, and this is
Nicole.
So you get to hang out with us for the next 30 minutes as we go through some, and this week is department updates and projects, so it'll be exciting to know what's going on within the city of Weatherford. And as always, our first slide starts out with resources. So when we are not live on social media, you can always get information about the city of Weatherford by visiting weatherfordtx.gov. You can get information on quality of life programs, events at experienceweatherford.com, and then of course economic development, chooseweatherford.com. That website's more geared for developers or contractors looking to develop in this area in the city limits of Weatherford. And then of course we have our downtown website, Heritage Square Weatherford, which pertains to the bypass project that will take place in the next several years. Of course, we're on Facebook at Weatherford, Texas. Instagram, our handle is at City of Weatherford. Twitter is City Weatherford, and then YouTube is just Weatherford. So when we are not live, you can always get information from us. Go ahead.
Like
Nicole.
you forgot one that's not listed because I.
Nextdoor.
Yeah.
We are also on Nextdoor, which is a neighborhood-driven social media tool. So we post up as well.
Side note, because we've had a lot of people sending in screenshots, we can't reply to private conversations that happen inside neighborhoods.
Correct.
You guys can comment on our stuff and we can reply there, but we can't actually reply back to y'all's comments because I know I've seen stuff in neighborhood chats where there'll be like, why isn't the city commenting back on this thread? We can't comment as an agency back on those.
Correct.
Do you want me to do this one?
Yeah, I was letting you talk a little bit. Why not?
So, guys, if you haven't taken a look at our GIS mapping, our online mapping, shout out to everyone who's played any part in our GIS mapping. You should check it out. If you're missing your pet, it's really cool. We actually add in, as a part of our flow with our animal shelter, we put in where stray animals are found. So check it out. It's really cool because you can actually pull up that stray animal map on your mobile phone too. So if your dog or cat, or I think when I took a picture of this, there was also a goat and a pig that had gotten out. And so like if your pets are missing, you can check it out there. On our website, we also have all of the animals that can be adopted out and who has been adopted out. So check out our GIS mapping, check out all of our stuff on our website. I think it's really cool.
Did you say a goat and a pig got loose?
There was a goat and a pig that were picked up as stray animals when I screenshot this a few months ago. I think it was in like May or June that I made this graphic.
That's
we just haven't shared it in a while, so I did like a throwback graphic.
That's like a movie. That's like a movie right there. Like
but
Milo
if you
and
look
Otis.
at the computer screen on the presentation, you can actually see the pig. The goat is outside of the view, but
that's awesome.
I mean, our animal shelter takes in a lot of stuff. We've had a lot of pigs lately at the shelter, actually. So
I'm just saying, if there's a movie producer, it would be like Milo and Otis. You know, like you remember that movie? Is that before your time, Nicole?
No, I remember that movie. You pulled that up so quick.
It was a great movie. A comment if you agree would be a great movie about a goat and a pig loose.
He said he needs a goat.
I'm just saying. All right.
That's awesome.
All right, moving on. All right, and then we have our Weatherford East mobile app, and this really started with the beginning of COVID when the pandemic started in last March, April-ish. And basically you can go download this app for free off Google Play or the App Store. And really, restaurants can go in and update their individual pages about curbside pickup, takeout, specials, and it's free to them. It's free to you. It's a great resource. I use it all the time. Sometimes I just cannot remember all of the different types of restaurants in Weatherford, and I know that sounds strange to say, but we have a lot of options, and I'll go through there and I'll be like, oh yeah, I'm going to go there for today for lunch or something, or for dinner, and it's a great resource. It's free as well. And then tonight we have City Council. We'll be live streaming on channel 190, and of course right here on our social media pages, Facebook specifically. And let's see, tonight's meeting, we will have a proclamation proclaiming Arbor Day for November 6th. And I think that date is important because it's in the optimal day to plant a tree, is my understanding. So that's why November 6th is Arbor Day. And then we have an update regarding the global recycling market and review of the city's recycling program. And then I will actually be presenting a video to council tonight about one of our, we do a series and we post that to social media that you all have seen regarding our employees. So
but if you can't watch tonight, we will have it live at like 8:01 or 8:02 or something like that. Early tomorrow morning, it'll be on all of our social media.
Yeah, so if you miss that video, you can see it tomorrow. And then the full agenda is located at weatherfordtx.gov by following that link specified on the slide in front of you.
So we just wanted to take a second, and I know some of our utility billing ladies might be watching, to address some utility billing scam alert. Like, it's an alert. You guys pay attention. We have been notified by countless people over the last 2 weeks that people are getting calls from someone who is either pretending to be like TXU, Weatherford Utility. They provide other provider names, whatever it is, whoever they're claiming to be, because I know that we've gotten multiple names. And they're stating that you have to pay that day. Some people are told 30 or 40 minutes. Some people are given a cutoff of 2 or whatever it is, that they have to pay this amount of money or they will be cut off today. Do not pay your Weatherford bill over the phone. And when I was talking to our utility girls, I've talked to TXU because I don't have Weatherford Electric where I am. They don't do cutoffs that quick. You get notices, so don't pay it over the phone. Most energy providers are like that, but for sure our Weatherford utility guys don't pay it over the phone like that. Scammers sometimes are giving addresses. Some of those have been correct. A lot of them have been incorrect. Some people have been told they have a commercial account when they really are a residential. So just don't fall for those scams. We want to let everyone know what's going on. Typically with at least the city of Weatherford, you get a reminder call, and then you get a late notice call, depending on when your due date notice is, because obviously we have 3 billing cycles here at the city. And still, if you're not paid, you get a door hanger left by us. However, you're going to say, how can I pay my bills? We have a secure phone system. It's an IVR. You're not actually talking to someone. It is a secure line. You can put in your information that way. Our girls never take payments over the phone for a regular bill. Sometimes we do take deposits that way, but typically we don't take payments over the phone. You can pay in person, coming up here to City Hall to make your payment. You can do one of our 2 online portals. So we do have 2 ways to pay online. I know we talk about it all the time, but we've got 2 portals online. We have our secure night drop box on the side of the building off of Davis Street. You can drive up and put your payment in. Super easy. We have envelopes there, unless you want to bring your own envelope and put it in the envelope, put it in the drop slot. You can mail your payments into us at any time. But if you're mailing in, make sure you're mailing in ahead of time so that way it gets in by your due date. And then, of course, you can pay through. We have 2 active apps. We have the My Weatherford app where you can pay your bill. And then we also have our utility bill app, which can be found on our website as well. But we've got all of these other ways to pay. So don't fall for the scam. Don't let them get access to your account. Don't let them take money from you guys. We just want to make sure everyone's aware because we are getting a lot of calls about it.
And this makes my blood boil. So to the scammers out there, we're watching. Yeah, we see you. We're watching. Was that tough, Nicole? Was that tough?
It was. You were a little tough. It's one of those things that I was actually talking. Someone brought it up to me at the gym today, and they were like, well, if people fall for it. And I was like, well, yes and no. Because I could see if someone called me and I didn't work for the city and they said, hey, you're late on your bill, and I had auto draft done for it. Or maybe I thought I forgot. Like, I might go into a moment of panic. But if you guys get those calls, you can call up here to verify with us. But like I said, you're not going to get a call and then you're just going to be immediately cut off. Actually, we're pretty lenient with people being late on a regular, people are pretty late on a regular basis, and you have to be a certain point late before anything actually happens. But you can always call and ask questions. We'd rather you guys call and say, hey, was I late? I just want to make sure my stuff is paid. But yeah, guys, be aware of scams happening.
Scammers are bad. All right. The mayor's 2nd annual canned food drive is currently taking place. They'll be taking donations through Friday morning. It benefits Center for Hope here in Weatherford. And the items that are accepted are canned soup, canned meat, green beans. You can see the list right there in front of you on the slide. So check that out. Donation places right here in Weatherford. You can drop off your donation at the Parker County Center of Hope, the Hope Chest here at City Hall, where we are located, or the police department on Santa Fe Drive. So be sure to participate and hopefully Mayor Pascal will win the grand prize for the most canned food.
If you're taking donations. It to the Center of Hope directly, make sure you tell them that it's for the mayor's canned food drive, because I know they have a couple of drives going on. That way it gets added into the overall county total of weight for what is donated.
All right, water department updates. Maintenance of Oak Ridge elevated storage tank, that is complete. That's a beautiful water tower. If you haven't gotten a chance to see that, we have a similar water tower going in over on Bowie. And right now the logos are the way they build that is the bowl is you'll see it sitting on the ground, and the logos have been painted on there, the WISD logo and City of Weatherford logo, and then they'll lift that up and raise it in the next 3 to 4 months. The majority of the bowl has been assembled. Again, if you drive by, it's right off of Bowie right there at Nicole. It's real big. Can't miss it. You can see where they're working on that. But that next step is to raise the bowl so it sits on top of the pedestal. And that's scheduled for the week of November 5th. So coming pretty exciting. We're excited about it. That one on Oak Ridge is it's fantastic. It looks really, really good. And in fact, over on Oak Ridge, that used to be like an older water tower. I believe it was painted silver, wasn't it, Nicole?
Yeah.
So it was more aesthetically pleasing, that new water tower, and I'm excited about it. And I'm excited about the one on Bowie Drive as well.
I am too. Hopefully, we're hoping to be able to be out there to take some pictures and some video for everyone, so everyone can see when the bowl gets lifted.
Well, hey Nicole, we've got an issue. We've got an issue now.
I know.
Rosalie. Okay, time out. Rosalie, I'm gonna call you out. I love it. I love it that Rosalie's watching. She is advocating. She's cheating. She's trying. You see her in the comments,
Blake. I know she's trying to get donations into Willow Park. However, community-wide, everyone wins if they're donated. Okay. I mean, the competitive side in us is like, no, bring it to us.
I like it that Rosalie is being competitive right now.
I'll take it.
Bring it, Rosalie. Bring it. So Rosalie does what we do for the city of Willow Park. She's fantastic at her job. She's fantastic. We love Rosalie. But she's commenting donations at Willow Park. I see what you're doing. I see you. I hope she's laughing at her computer right now.
Some great marketing on her side, though.
Busted. Can you believe that? The competition is fierce.
I saw it. I was like, that's a good response, though.
Man, at Mayor Pascal, if you're watching this, look what they're doing. Look what Rosalie's doing at Willow Park. We got to up our ante.
I can't.
Hey, Barbara. Barbara said hello. All right, back to the slides. That was fun. Here we go. All right. Go for it, Nicole.
So over on South Elm Street, this is in the 200 to 300 block. We are replacing City Crews are the water and sewer line, and it's in the 200 to 300 block of South Elm and those side streets there. Crews are replacing water in the 200 block of Elm Street last week, and that section of road will still be closed off unless you are local traffic, live or work in that area. I will say, guys, all of these projects right now, the water tower, Elm Street, North Main, Montclair, those are all based off of weather. And as you guys can tell, it is very cold and it is very wet. And there are certain things we can't do in those type of weather. So all of these are estimated times and dates for everything. But TPW will go back and repave the whole South Elm Street project once all of the utilities have been replaced. And then over on North Main Street, TxDOT is still inspecting their work performed by their contractor. They are doing spot repairs. A city contractor is making repairs to where pavement has settled over our utility trenches. And then TxDOT contractor will also be back to make repairs. We still have a schedule for that. We will let you guys know after we know, but it probably won't happen until our city contractor is done with those repairs. Over on Montclair development, a developer is constructing some wastewater improvements along South Bowie. Should not impact traffic, but you guys just be aware. Don't hug the side of the road. Drive safe. Pay attention. And that is located between South Bowie and West Park Avenue. Development is located south of the Dirksen Street, which is Rolling Valley neighborhood.
Bulk brush collection this week is Quadrant 4. That area includes south of Fort Worth Street to the city limit line, east of South Main to Santa Fe and connecting streets. And Nicole, next week will be Quadrant 1, and the area is detailed on the second bullet right there. And Nicole, you always like to talk about how the weeks go.
So we get a lot of questions on how the weeks are set up. It is based on at least for brush and bulk, first full work week, which means if the first is on a Sunday or a Monday, that makes that week 1, which is why next week is week 1. If the first falls on a Tuesday through Saturday, however, that makes it the next week. So example, like the first is the first is a Sunday, so that makes next week 1, which is why this is week 4. So that's how like some of those months that we get like a 5th week, or it feels a little bit off, or like a Monday is on a Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, or Tuesday. That's not week 1. That's the fault. That's like typically week 4. But you can find all of those collection maps and quadrant areas and breakdowns on our GIS mapping.
All right. Transportation and public work updates. Weather permitting, we will begin as soon as possible rehabbing Barnett Drive, Burton Drive, and then they will start rehab on Banks Drive, and that's adjacent to Love's Truck Stop and the new Blue Beacon Truck Wash, which is in development right now. So that'll be nice once they finish that project. There's actually an existing location, Blue Beacon, on Santa Fe, but they will be moving to the new location close to Love's. They'll be installing concrete drainage flumes, then reconstructing pavement surface. That's expected to last about 6 weeks, so you'll see some rehab projects going on over there. We actually have a rehab schedule. So basically it's kind of cool. Let me bring up what our Transportation and Public Works Department actually does each year. Or every, I can't remember the timeline, either every year or every other year, we actually send a truck out that has lasers on it, and they cover every street in the city of Weatherford. And what that does is that provides them data to tell the condition of the roadway. And so we have basically a rehab schedule that we go through. And the reason I'm saying this is we often get comments and messages about, when are you going to fix my street? Why are the roads so bad? There's actually a process, and those are every road has a laser scanned over them with a truck that drives over that roadway to tell us the condition of that road. And then we also have that rehab schedule, so the roads are on rotation. So we have a lot of roads. I can't remember the exact number of miles that we have. I want to say like 300 to 400 miles of roadway.
I can pull it up while you keep going.
Yeah, pull that up. I think it's 300 to 400 miles. I could be wrong on that, Nicole.
I just got that from him, so let me pull it up.
But anyways, it's kind of cool how they kind of manage that program over at Transportation and Public Works. It's not kind of willy-nilly. They actually have a process. All right. Becky said, I understand. Sorry, I'm reading your comments.
Miles of roadway. We have 193, but that like.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I'm a little off.
Center line miles, yeah.
Yeah, center line miles. Becky, I saw your question. What I would do is contact our police department if you can, and we'll let them know as well. It depends on whether those trucks they would be in the city limits there. But I would contact the police department. We can let them know as well your concerns on that.
That, and the other thing you can do when you guys have issues like that, we do have a neighborhood traffic calming program. I know we posted about it earlier. There's a form you fill out, and they'll do a road study, because there's all of these different ways that you can try to mitigate it. The road obviously has to be one that like it makes sense to put like the speed cushion or bump outs or something on, but you can also fill out the neighborhood traffic calming form, and it's at weatherfordtx.gov underneath Transportation and Public Works.
Cool.
Sweet. Library updates, guys. Virtual story time for the kids. That is Wednesdays and Fridays at 10:30 a.m. You've got delightful stories. You've got fun songs. An easy craft that you guys can do right from home. It is virtual. I think it's pretty cool. I've watched a couple of them, and it's really fun to see the kids get to interact on Facebook and all of that stuff. That's fun. Fine Free, that began back on October 1st. It only applies to Weatherford Public Library stuff. So if you're doing the interlibrary loan, it doesn't necessarily apply to those items. But I think it's a really cool feature that we're doing in our library specifically. We are having the Mobile American Red Cross Blood Drive on Thursday, November 19th, 11 a.m. to 4:30 p.m. I know if you go to the city's website for under public library, or you check out the Facebook page, there's a link to sign up with the Red Cross where you can fill out the form ahead of time. So you set your time, you fill out your form, you show up, you donate. It'll smoothen and quicken that process for you guys. But I know with everything going on in the world right now, like a lot of the blood banks are really needing donations. So that's one option to help out. And all of their stuff is posted on their Facebook page.
And Karen, I saw your question about the old Applebee's. That's an insurance company that's renovating and that will be moving in there. I'm trying to think of the exact
Trophy Insurance.
Trophy. That's it. You got it. All right. So the police department will be doing some training this week. Their firearm qualification is taking place. And then, of course, they're helping be a drop-off location for the mayor's canned food drive. So be sure to come to the city of Weatherford. Got to bring our faces up. Not at Willow Park, Rosalie. I don't even know if Rosalie's still watching.
Oy vey, Blake. Justin's right. This is going to be the show that starts like the actual feud.
For donations.
Turf war is what he said. Turf war.
Oh, okay, turf war. I don't know if we should bring Rosalie on.
You know, when I ask for department updates, they always tell us stuff. And PD just wanted to say thank you, which I will say I was there last week. And they've gotten a lot of the donations in there as compared to like what we've had brought in to some of our other city buildings and stuff. But they just wanted to make sure we were actually, like, people were understanding how thankful they are that we are getting those donations to help. We know that it's tight with everyone in the community. And certainly we'll probably see an increase of people needing that help from Center of Hope. So if you can help, it is very much appreciated, especially with everything that everyone has gone through this year.
Yep.
Fire department updates. So last week, they did a training on October 20th, 21st, and 22nd. If you don't know, our fire department has 3 shifts, so A, B, and C. So all of them did it and it was a company level ground simulation at our training center. They practiced advancing with a hose line through a smoke-filled 2-story structure. They simulated extinguishing a fire on each floor. After advancing to the top of the structure and knocking down the fire, the crew was tasked with rescuing a downed firefighter on a reported Mayday call out. It was a really mentally and physically draining thing, but it was a really good training for our guys. Just to let you guys know that they're always training to be in top shape for anyone who needs them in their worst moment. Also, they wanted me to say, like, a Mayday is not on a ground fire is not super common, but we want to be trained and prepared for any and all potential threats and issues. And I mean, that kind of goes out with our guys go on calls throughout the county. So they're just trying to be their best prepared. And I think it's really cool. So,
and while we're on the note of, on the topic of the fire department, several of our firefighters, men and women, have gone out to California to help and assist with the brush fires or the forest fires out there. And so some of those men and women have gone out several times now. One of our brush trucks has been deployed to California as well. So we do offer statewide assistance when we're able to.
So that's through TIFMAS. It's the Texas. I had it last week or 2 weeks ago. But TIFMAS started as an interstate, and now we actually help out. Like all these other states have joined. So those trainings help.
Animal shelter updates. $50 dog adoptions all month for October. It's Adopt a Shelter Dog Month, so be sure to take advantage of that and get a furry friend. They have plenty of cats, it looks like. And then they've got some upcoming pet-themed holidays. Today is National Black Cat Day. That's awesome. Mm-hmm. I love black cats. There was actually a black cat up here at City Hall just hanging out last week, and I called the director over at the animal shelter, and they came and got the cat. But the cat was very friendly, but it looks like they took care of him. And then October 29th is National Cat Day. And then November 1st, Cook for Your Pet Day. I'm not cooking.
I know plenty of people who cook for their pets. Some pets cannot ingest common pet foods.
All right. I can barely cook for myself.
Say that.
I can barely cook for myself.
The reason we share those holidays, and it's not holidays made up by the animal shelter either. They're most of them are national holidays. But it's just to remind people, like, hey, if you don't have a pet, November 1st is Cook for Your Pet Day. Go check out some of the cats and dogs we have at the shelter.
True.
And the reason we have dog tow month. So, like, go check out our cats. We have a lot of great cats up for adoption.
Do you have a cat?
I don't have a cat. My neighbor has cats that like to come hang out in my yard when I'm outside. So I know a cat, but not really.
And then November 4th is, let me bring up the slides here.
Stress Awareness Day.
Stress Awareness Day. Now, I can get on board with that because my dogs, man, they're like a major stress relief.
Kind of depends on what mood the dog's in that day.
You don't have a pet right now, right, Nicole?
Well, she's at my parents' house, but yeah.
At your parents' house, okay.
Oh, yeah.
We have a mixed breed. Is that the right term? Mixed breed?
Yeah.
His name is Colt, and then we have a golden doodle, and he's a puppy. But our dogs are fantastic. We love our dogs. They go everywhere with us. We take them camping and everything.
That's true.
Did you roll your eyes at me?
I did not roll my eyes at you. I was reading the comment.
I looked
back at the camera.
I hope Councilwoman Wilder is watching right now.
Yeah, he's smiling more, Heidi.
Yeah, we're talking about our dogs. I love dogs. They're great. I like cats too. We have some cats at home too. All right, I digress.
We got some more animal shelter updates if you go to the next slide.
All right. Hey, whoa. Nicole's in a hurry today. Here we go. Go for it, Nicole.
Okay, so the medical building, because we've gotten questions about this. It is it is almost complete. We're looking for an early November completion. Medical equipment has been arriving, and we're going to get installed in the building as those rooms are being completed. If you want to volunteer, both of our animal shelter managers, Ashley and Eric, both wanted to say thank you to everyone who has volunteered and who donates or gives time or anything to the shelter. But if you're wanting to become a volunteer, we have a volunteer orientation. The next one is November 4th. So message the page or call the animal shelter to get signed up for that orientation. We've also gotten questions as to what they are in need of: dry dog food, and then also, as we continue to get colder, which I know everyone is feeling the cold today outside, blankets and towels so that each dog bed and each cat can be taken care of as that cold weather continues to move in. And then they also wanted me to remind you that there is absolutely no trapping of feral cats or wildlife when there's inclement weather. If you need help or have any questions at any given time, call the shelter. They're there to help answer those questions. And then outside of hours, I know it routes through our police department non-emergency line, and then they can dispatch and get someone in touch with you outside of the regular hours that the shelter is open. And then also I will post a link to the newsletter that the animal shelter puts out if you're interested in staying up to date on what's going on at the shelter and all of those other fun things.
All right, Parks Rec and special events, department updates, jack-o'-lantern nights. Did you decorate a pumpkin or a jack-o'-lantern? Sorry.
I did not. Did you?
I did not, but I know that the city secretary, Melinda Knoll, did. She made, it's actually featured, I think it's out in the foyer here at City Hall.
It's in the little courtyard. Yeah.
Yeah. And the Parks Department will be announcing the pumpkin carving contest winner today on the Shandor Gardens Facebook page, since that event was held over at Shandor Gardens. Haunting Melodies, that's Saturday, October 31st at Shandor Gardens. That starts at 2 p.m. And that event, most of the Shandor events are paid events simply because it's a smaller venue. When it's free, any number of people could show up. So they have to kind of limit for fire code, make sure people are safe, and limit who can come in. But it's $25 for adults and teens, and then $10 for children 12 years and under. And then the Weatherford concert series, the Rock Mollies, will be Saturday, November 7th from 5 to 8 p.m., part of the concert series. And
check out the events page because they've got information like I think Flames Grill will be there, Sweeties Cheesecakes, and that's in case anyone wants to know, Rock Mollies is a classic rock cover, so they've got 50s through the early 2000s classic rock.
Awesome. Wait, did you say 50s is classic rock?
It says 50s, 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s, and 2000s.
I don't know if 50s is classic rock. Classic hits. I can get on board with
Well,
that.
no, but classic hits at rock. Nostalgia. Come hungry. There's going to be delicious food.
All right. I'll go with it.
Mm-hmm.
All right. That was it.
Yeah.
Do you have any questions? I'm looking at the.
If you guys have any questions anytime, you can always message the Facebook page. You can always call or email us. You can comment back on this live. Typically, we see those.
Yep.
But we're always here to answer any questions y'all have.
And again, if we're not live, you can go to weatherfordtx.gov, and we are actually in the process of redesigning our website at this time. So hopefully you'll see some updates soon. We're in the process of updating the My Weatherford mobile app as well. So you'll see some changes coming that kind of correlate with experienceweatherford.com as well to make it all kind of tie together. All right. And Justin's talking about the music, it looks like, in the comments.
50s would be rock.
Oh.
Shots fired by Justin is just trying to stir the pot today. Do you see that?
He is. I see that.
Well,
all right. Well,
tune into our city council meeting tonight. We've got, I think, utility board is this week, is it not? I think it is.
I'm sorry. Someone was texting.
Utility board this week?
Thursday.
Yep.
That will be Thursday, beginning at noon.
Mm-hmm. So we've got some live stuff coming up. But check out our website. Like we said, if you guys have any questions, let us know.
All right. See you all next week.